Now before I directly come to the main point of this video, I just want to say thank you to Hajime Isayama for giving us this wonderful series called Attack on Titan. I'm not exactly a person who can say that I'm an OG fan of the series because I did not start watching the anime way back in 2013. Rather, I'm someone who started watching the series right from the lockdown itself, that is in June of 2020 last year. And since then, I absolutely became a huge fan of the series. I read the manga, I watched the anime, and as such I was eagerly waiting for the ending as well. Now, I have my opinions about this ending for sure, but even after all of that, I just want to say thank you to Hajime Isayama for providing us with this series. This is one of my favorite series of all time, and even though I'm kind of disappointed with this particular chapter, I still just want to convey my gratitude here. And also, yeah, we all have our opinions about these things. I'm also going to discuss them in my videos from here on, but I just want to say you all that please do not go and blindly hate Isayama or abuse him on social media. Sure, criticism is absolutely fine, but please don't blatantly abuse him as such. That is not something we should do at this moment. But anyway, with all that being said, hello and welcome to Underwisey. My name is Soham and let's just jump into it because we need to talk about the character of Eren Yeager, and in this video we are going to try to analyze whether his character was actually ruined because of chapter 139. Now initially, after reading the original set of leaks, I was kind of fine with it. I didn't had that much of a problem, but now that we actually have the chapter here, at least for the parts with Eren, I really dislike it a lot. I'm not saying that this entire chapter is trash. There are definitely moments which I enjoyed and I'm going to talk about them in my future reviews as such, but here at least the character of Eren was totally assassinated in my opinion, and it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't really make sense as such. I just can't believe for a fact that after all the teases and foreshadows that we saw for such a long time, this is what we get in the end. I mean, that's just so damn, infuriating and disappointing as such. Before this chapter, Eren Yeager was touted to be one of the best MCs of all time. He was a flawed character, he was a broken character, but he was a very interesting character nonetheless. A character who was motivated by his ideals, a character who, even though is flawed, still continued on his path to freedom because of his ideals, and this is the major reason why he became a fan favorite for a lot of different people. But here in this particular chapter, that character is broken down completely as such, without any logical reasonings as such, because this totally contradicts all the prior events and all the prior references that we have seen over the series. And at this point, I just can't believe that this is something what Isayama had actually planned all along. It really feels as if someone else had meddled into the story, but I really don't know about these things, so I don't want to enter into any unnecessary debate here as such. But basically in this particular chapter, we get to see Eren, who is just crying. He's absolutely crying like a baby in front of Armin. Now I'm not saying that crying is bad. A character crying in anime is a really good thing when it's done properly, but here it's just like a crybaby and it doesn't make sense in my opinion because it totally contradicts his character. Instead, if he would have followed the original theories that we had for Eren, that would have been so much better in my opinion, because it would have preserved his status as a flawed character, but at the same time it would have given him so much more substance. Just imagine, after continuing the rumbling and killing almost the entire world, Eren goes back to Paradis and lives to be an old man. I really don't care if he ended up with Mikasa or Historia. I'm not a shipper as such, so I don't really care about these things, but rather I just want to focus here that Eren living as an old man filled with regrets, shouldering the sins of his past. But because he's a man full of ideals, a man full of motivations, he had to do the necessary step here because the world is a cruel place and his motherland would have died if he had not taken these severe measures. Instead, here in this particular chapter, we see a conversation between Eren and Armin. Okay, the conversation as such was fine, and here we get the callbacks and references to their childhood, and the two childhood friends basically reminisce the past. They are talking about the river of fire, basically a volcano. They are talking about the sea and everything, yada yada yada. That is totally fine. I do not have any problems whatsoever with it, but rather here Eren's guilt is kind of catching up to him, and here he is basically talking about Mikasa and how he doesn't want to die. He wants to be by her side. He loves her, he loves her, he loves her. He keeps on repeating this particular thing time and time again, but that doesn't really make sense in my opinion. Yeah, sure, we know that Eren cared about Mikasa throughout the entire series. That has been portrayed time and time again. But here it was not properly executed in my opinion, because Eren is literally crying like a baby here and Armin actually punches him to his face because he's acting in such a manner. Eren had literally made up all these things as he went along, and Armin is totally disappointed with all of this. Eren basically wanted to become the big bad guy here so that his friends and the Alliance would defeat him once and for all, and the people of the world will finally respect them. Moreover, it is revealed here that Eren actually had no idea whatsoever. He just made shit up. He just literally made shit up as he went along, and he had absolutely no idea about the paths and stuff like that. And he just had memories from the past and present, and he was just going forward with it. Sure, you can definitely tell me that Eren was never actually a genocidal maniac and that he was always a very kind and caring child. I do agree with that. He has always been a very caring person throughout the entire show, but because of the circumstances of the things around him, he changed. And that change was inevitable. And that's why the beach episode at the end of season 3 was so damn important. It was a turning point for Eren, and it was also a turning point for the series of Attack on Titan as a whole. Because the Eren whom we knew till then had actually died that day because of the burden that he had to inherit as the founding Titan. The moment he saw the memories after touching Historia, he knew that no matter what he did, things will go for the worse. And as such, he started his preparations. He knew that the world beyond Paradis hated them, and they were not going to stop at anything until and unless something huge happened. And that huge point of change was indeed Eren Yeager himself and the rumbling that he caused. This is the reason why he waged war on the entire world. Sure, in the end he did fulfill his promise of getting the world rid of Titans, but at what cost? All the things that he said prior to this, all the actions that he committed prior to this, make very little sense in the context of chapter 139. And I'm not even pointing to any ships here whatsoever. I don't really care if he actually ended up with Mikasa or Historia whatsoever. Either of them didn't had any major build-up whatsoever. Every time Mikasa showed her love and affection for Eren, he kind of ignored her true feelings. I don't care if in the end it's because he was trying to protect her or something like that, but if you ignore the girl whom you had loved all along, and if you say to her face that you hate her in the very last conversation that you have with her, then I'm sorry, it's a really pathetic point. Sure, the world is a very cruel place, and I'm sorry Eren that you didn't get the love of your life, but I was really pissed off when he said that he doesn't want to see her with any other man whatsoever. At that moment, the punch by Armin felt really justified prior to all of this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be a hater or anything like that. I love this series. I fell in love with this series last year, and sure, I'm not someone who's an OG fan as such, but I really enjoyed this series as a whole, and even this chapter was not that terrible in my opinion. It is just the stuff with Eren and Ymir that really pissed me off. Otherwise, this is a solid 3 out of 5 chapter in my books. Moreover, one of the most infuriating things here in my opinion was the callback to the first chapter. In my opinion, this is one of the biggest reasons which ruined the character of Eren Yeager for me, and here it is revealed that it is Eren himself who persuaded Dina Fritz Titan to go and kill his mother. Yes, adult Eren actually made sure that his mother died in the past so that his childhood self could have his anger and rage build up, and then he could finally go towards his path of freedom. This is just absurd and wrong on so many different levels. And don't even tell me why it's happening, because these are time related incidents, and whenever we have time related events in a series, time paradoxes are bound to come up, so I'm not gonna enter into that particular debate as such. But this incident alone ruins the series for me, because the first episode or the first chapter of the series where the Titan eats Karla is one of the most important parts of the series, one of the most important events which hooked the fanbase to this series, and now you're telling me that all of this was planned by Eren himself. Basically, he killed his very own parents. I mean, I'm fine with Grisha, but here the death of Karla is actually cheap and it just ruins the character of Eren Yeager for me, and I'm losing all my respect for him as such. Now here definitely someone will say that, oh, I am disappointed with Eren Yeager in this particular chapter because of my own perceptions of him. I'm fine with it. I totally agree with you here. We all make assumptions and we all create our own version of characters after reading or watching any series as such. That is totally fine. But that is based upon evidences that we watch in a series. Here, throughout the entire series, we see Eren telling things like, I will keep moving forward. I will not let fate decide Paradis' future, and there is nothing more removed from freedom than ignorance itself. And after all of these things, you're telling me that this is a guy who had absolutely no idea all this along. He literally says that I have no idea how Paradis can be saved, and this is the major reason why he kept everything dangling. And towards the very end of the series, the situation of Paradis and the situation of the Eldian people is worse than it started, because now they have lost the powers of the Titans, and it seems like the entire world is going to gang up upon them, and things are looking very grim for the series. This is actually a tragic ending, but not the tragedy that we had intended it to be. Moreover, coming back to the part with Mikasa, this is absolutely the worst one. I mean, sure, we know throughout the series that Eren actually cared for Mikasa, even though he never really showed any romantic interest as such. But now here in the very last episode, he's like a crying, sobbing mess. He's like a baby who is shouting that, I'd hate it if Mikasa ever found another man. I hate it. I want to stay with her forever. I do not want to die. I love her. I love her. This is simply pathetic. And Armin also says that everything you say is absolutely pathetic. I mean, here Eren is acting like a toxic boyfriend, or rather a toxic crush as such, because throughout the series, Mikasa has actually shown romantic interest for him, but Eren actually never really acknowledged all of these things. And the last interaction, the very last interaction which he had with Mikasa in the actual real world, was him saying that, I hate you. And after all of these things, Eren is just crying like a baby saying that, oh, I love you Mikasa, I do not want to leave you, I do not want to see you with another man. This is just trash. This is like a toxic behavior. This is just so damn bad. And lastly, why did he even tell his story about the rumbling, and why did she agree with it? I guess we will never get to know. And lastly, since we have touched about Historia, what was the entire deal about her child? That particular plot point had been hyped up for such a long time, but it just never got any resolution whatsoever, and it was kind of dropped altogether as such. There is more to all of this, but this is just it. I just don't want to continue anymore, but I'm going to make separate videos on all the things that have been covered in this particular chapter, because there's a lot that I want to talk about. But this is it for the character of Eren Yeager. He was one of my favorite characters of all time, but this chapter just ruins him for me, and it's just sad. It's just sad. I don't want to continue anymore, and I don't want to defend his character motivations or his character in this particular chapter, because this was simply sad. But with that being said, I'm not saying that chapter 139 in itself was really trash. There were some good moments here and there for sure, but overall this is not my favorite chapter as such, and I think that the ending could have been better, especially because it ruins the main character for me. At least for me, I don't know about you guys, but at least for me, this ruins the character of Eren Yeager as such. So anyway guys, this is it for today. Not gonna say anything more because I'm kinda disappointed as such. See you on the next one.